Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight for story time. Tonight's story is called The Foundling Bird. There once was a forester who went into the forest to hunt, and as he entered it, he heard a sound of screaming, as if a little child were there. He followed the sound, and at last came to a high tree. At the top of this, a little child was sitting, for the mother had fallen asleep under the tree with the child, and a bird of prey had seen it in her arms, had flown down, snatched it away, and set it high on the tree. The forester climbed up, brought the child down, and thought to himself, "Thou wilt take him home with thee, and bring him up with thy Lena." He took it home, therefore, and the two children grew up together. The one, however, which he had found on a tree was called a foundling bird, because a bird had carried it away. The foundling and Lena loved each other so dearly that when they did not see each other, they were sad. The forester, however, had an old cook, who one evening took 2 pails and began to fetch water. It did not go once only, but many times out to the spring. Lena saw this and said, "Hark you, old Sana, why are you fetching so much water?" "If thou wilt never repeat to anyone, I will tell thee why." So Lena said no, she would never repeat it to anyone. And then the cook said, "Early tomorrow morning, when the forester is out hunting, I will heat the water, and when it is boiling in the kettle, I will throw the foundling in the water and boil him in it." Betimes next morning, the forester got up and went out hunting, and when he was gone, the children were still in bed. Then Lena said to the foundling, "If thou wilt never leave me, I too will never leave thee." The foundling said, "Neither now nor ever will I leave thee." Then said Lena, "Then I will tell thee. Last night old Sana carried so many buckets of water into the house that I asked her why she was doing that, and she said that if I would promise not to tell anyone, she would tell me, and I said I would be sure not to tell anyone. And she said that early tomorrow morning, when father was out hunting, she would set the kettle full of water, throw thee into it, and boil thee. But we will get up quickly, dress ourselves, and go away together." The 2 children therefore got up, dressed themselves quickly, and went away. When the water was in the kettle boiling, the cook went into the bedroom to fetch the foundling and throw him into it. But when she came in and went to the beds, both children were gone. Then she was terribly alarmed and said to herself, "What shall I say now when the forester comes home and sees the children are gone? They must be followed instantly to get them back again." Then the cook sent 3 servants after them, who were to run and overtake the children. The children, however, were sitting outside the forest, and when they saw from afar the 3 servants running, Lena said to the foundling, "Never leave me, and I will never leave thee." The foundling said, "Neither now nor ever." Then Lena said, "Do thou become a rose tree, and I the rose upon it." When the 3 servants came to the forest, nothing was there but a rose tree and 1 rose on it, but the children were nowhere. Then said they, "There is nothing to be done here." And they went home, told the cook that they had seen nothing in the forest but a little rose bush, and 1 rose on it. Then the old cook scolded and said, "You simpletons, you should have cut the rose bush in 2 and broken off the rose and brought it home with you. Go and do it at once." They had therefore to go out and look for the second time. The children, however, saw them coming from a distance. Then Lena said, "Foundling bird, never leave me, and I will never leave thee." The foundling said, "Neither now nor ever." Said Lena, "Then thou do become a church, and I'll be the chandelier in it." So when the 3 servants came, nothing was there but a church with a chandelier in it. They said, therefore, unto each other, "What can we do here? Let us go home." When they got home, the cook asked if they had not found them. So they said, no, they had found nothing but a church, and that there was a chandelier in it. And the cook scolded them and said, "You fools! Why did you not pull the church to pieces and bring the chandelier home with you?" And now the old cook herself got on her legs and went with the 3 servants in pursuit of the children. The children, however, saw from afar that the 3 servants were coming, and the cook waddling after them. Then Lena said, "Foundling Bird, never leave me, and I will never leave thee." Then the foundling, "Neither now nor ever," said Lena. "Be a fish pond, and I will be the duck upon it." The cook, however, came up to them, and when she saw the pond, she lay down by it and was about to drink it up. But the duck swam quickly to her, seized her head in its beak, and drew her into the water, and there the old witch had to drown. Then the children went home together and were heartily delighted, and if they are not dead, they are living still. The end.